Narendra Modi, it's very rare to see people with an unbiased, decluttered opinion. Everyone takes strong positions, one side or the other, and everybody thinks the other is completely wrong. But let's just stick to the numbers for the time being. I want to go across with Professor Sanjay Kumar, a psephologist, to the headlines today. Insta trackpad. This is what is creating the big buzz as far as election coverage is concerned today. This is what everybody is chatting about, the trackpad, and I want to take you through the numbers. 182 seats we have trends for, out of which 6 seats have been declared. The BJP leading, 2 seats have been declared. The BJP leading at 114, down 3. Professor Sanjay Kumar, using all the data that you've been looking at, will Modi be able to hit 117 or not? Answer that.
I am pretty confident that he would cross 117.
You are. What makes you confident?
Because things would change. Things generally change because first some urban constituencies may have been counted, etc. But I am not very clear why it would change. But I am pretty sure that this would they would reach 117
for the Congress, up 4 from last time.
Yeah.
What sort of a performance do you think the Congress has registered?
No, I think that Congress have done well, because if they manage to even retain the number of seats they won in 2007, even if they go down by a few seats, 4 or 5 seats, I would see this as a good performance for Congress.
Let's break Gujarat down into the various regions. Let's start with the north of Gujarat and get the numbers for the north of Gujarat out. The Congress actually leading in 18, the BJP in 14. What explains this?
See, what is happening, this in North Gujarat, if you look at the results of 2007 and 2002, BJP used to do very well in North Gujarat. So there is a reversal of trend. The constituencies which has been, the strongholds of BJP, they have little bit moved towards Congress. And
why is that?
Maybe some of the constituencies BJP have been winning for last 4 elections. So
I want to bring Veer Sanghvi in on this as well. We're going to discuss the numbers in great detail. But Veer, what do you make of the fact that in North Gujarat, the Congress is actually leading in comparison with the BJP?
I'm mystified is the honest answer. It's not something even the Congress had expected. When you spoke to individual Congress leaders, sometimes they said, we're going to do okay in North Gujarat, but they said that without any conviction. The Congress went into this campaign in a slightly half-hearted sort of way, knowing it would lose, knowing it had no leaders of consequence, and I think it's quite surprised by the results.
Okay, we've spoken about North Gujarat. Let's now come to South Gujarat, and let's see how the numbers are shaping up in South Gujarat. The BJP running away with the elections, Professor Kumar, in South Gujarat.
Yeah, there is a reversal of trend, because South Gujarat is where you have 33-34% of Adivasis, and I expected that Congress would do a little better in South Gujarat, because traditionally they have voted for Congress, but that is not seems to be happening.
Let's take a look at Saurashtra. Let's get the numbers out for Saurashtra. This is where Keshubai Patel comes from. Despite that, the BJP having a very substantial gain, 33 seats in comparison with the Congress's 18.
So it is wrong to expect, Rahul, that GPP would damage only BJP. GPP is damaging both the parties, but maybe damaging BJP in a much bigger way compared to Congress. And we see that there is slight contest between Congress and BJP in Saurashtra.
And that, Veer, is interesting, that GPP has picked up 3 seats, but the presence of Keshubai Patel hasn't completely decimated the BJP there. They've actually managed a counter consolidation of sorts, and this counter consolidation is important, Mr. Sanghvi, because that's what Modi will be banking on a lot if he moves from Gujarat to Delhi.
Well, I think the argument, this is an argument we had, if you remember, when we did the post-election survey, was whether Keshubai would damage Modi more, whether he would damage the Congress more, whether he would be, in Punjab terms, the Manpreet Badal of this election. What's clear is that Gujaratis, on the whole, are practical, pragmatic people. Many people in Keshubai's own community saw a vote for him as being a wasted vote, didn't particularly vote for him for that consequence. On the other hand, other Patels, other Kathiawadis, many of those people thought Modi was a good bet and went with him. So Keshubai's impact has, I think, worked both ways. It's been a double-edged sword. It's hurt Modi, but it's hurt the Congress as well.
I want to bring in Shahid Siddiqui, but before that I want to look at the Muslim-dominated constituencies of Gujarat, Mr. Siddiqui. And if we look at the numbers here, the BJP leading in 24 seats, the Congress leading only in 9. Even in the Muslim-dominated, not dominated, but constituencies where there's a sizable presence of Muslims, the BJP has done very well, Mr. Siddiqui. What do you make of this?
I think Modi's strategy was to polarize the votes in these constituencies, and he has successfully done that. Because there was a lot of talk and pressure on him to put up a few Muslim candidates. But he realized that if he puts up Muslim candidates, then he may not be able to polarize votes in terms of Hindu and Muslims. Yeah. So in those areas, the people have risen above caste and even party factors. Those who may be voting for Congress otherwise, non-Muslims, have voted for the BJP now.
You know, so I want to on the trackpad also call the numbers for the riot-affected constituencies. Of those 24 constituencies, the BJP is leading in 18, the Congress only in 6. So even in the riot-affected constituencies, because of the fact that the majority still supports him, Narendra Modi leading by a big margin, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, it is expected. It was expected because in these areas the situation has already been polarized. It was polarized during the riots, and since then it has not really come back to normalcy. So that way, okay. What I feel is that Modi's strategy has worked. Congress, it's more of a failure of Congress' strategy in these areas than a victory for Modi. Congress should have come up with a different strategy. Just give me a moment.
We are getting these live images, firecrackers being set off at the BJP headquarters in Ahmedabad. There's happiness, there's jubilation, and celebrations have begun. They're rejoicing a big victory for their leader, Mr. Narendra Modi. These are live images being brought to you by Maushikya Acharya, who's at the BJP headquarters. And there are celebrations galore in Ahmedabad. We're seeing these images from the BJP headquarters. Chandan Mitra of the BJP is joining us. Thank you very much, Chandan, for joining us. I want to look at the overall seat projections at this time before I come across to you. Right now it seems that the battle, Chandan, is about whether Narendra Modi gets to 117 or not. He's very, very close. How important do you think, Chandan, this figure of 117 is? The BJP is at 113 at this time. The Congress is at 67. Your leader seems to be missing that magic figure of 117, Chandan.
Well, you have designated it as a magic figure. I think apart from the media, nobody is kind of looking at 117 as any kind of benchmark. Why should it be? A win is a win is a win. And I think the issue is not whether he reaches 117, crosses 117, whatever. I think there were unrealistic kind of projections by various opinion polls which built up a hype. But the opinion polls were taken long after the actual polling took place. I don't think that the projections were right. We are very, very happy that Mr. Modi has won a third term and a clear mandate to rule Gujarat for the next 5 years and take it towards greater development. Also, BJP has won 5 elections in a row, and Congress should pack up its bags and leave Gujarat forever.
One of our experts, Shahid Siddiqui, has a question for you, Chand.
His comment that he has won a mandate to rule Gujarat for 5 years, that means BJP central leadership is looking at him as the leader of Gujarat, as the chief minister of Gujarat for 5 years, not expecting him to come to Delhi and take over the leadership here.
I would like to tell Shahid that I am not a central leader and I don't know what our central leaders are thinking. The people of Gujarat have given him a mandate. If the people of the country want him to play a role at the center, I'm sure our party will respond. But that we shall see in the future. For the present.
What's your own sense of the future, Mr. Mitra? Because that's the key question now that Modi has won. He wants it. His supporters want it. What's your sense of the Delhi leadership's response to Narendra Modi wanting to move from Gandhinagar to New Delhi?
Look, I think it's too early to talk about this because, as I said, 1 year, 4 months are left if elections are held on time. For the national elections to be held. Now, this 1 year, 4 months is a long time in the country's history and Gujarat's history. So, at the moment, why don't we simply leave it at this, that Mr. Narendra Modi has been given a huge mandate for Gujarat. When the question of giving a mandate for India comes, whether nation gives a mandate to the BJP, NDA, and whether Mr. Modi should be then projected as the prime ministerial candidate, these decisions will be taken in good time. You cannot possibly jump the gun today and say Mr. Modi will either be or not be the projected candidate.
Alright, Chandan Mitra, I'm going to leave it over there. Thank you very much for joining us. Manishankar Iyer wants to make a quick point.
Yeah, I think what I've been saying from the beginning of this program is being proved by Chandan Mitra. His victory, modest victory in Gujarat, has immediately sowed the seeds of dissension within the BJP. And the existential problem of the BJP is that if Modi leads, the BJP will get more seats than otherwise, but the NDA will get less seats than otherwise. And they are not able to resolve the problem, which is why, after having boasted of what a wonderful thing it is that they won in Gujarat, Chandan Mitra found himself in pretty big difficulty explaining whether this had implications for their national leadership or not.
That's an interesting point that's been set off. Let's go across to the election epicenter on the riverbanks of the Sabarmati River in Ahmedabad. We've got my colleague Gaurav Sawant, and I want our experts in Ahmedabad, Gaurav, to talk about the latest figures that are coming out right now. Narendra Modi not getting to the figure of 117. How much significance is it being given? He's very close. He's at 115 leads at this time. The Congress at 65. Does that 117 figure really matter? What are your experts thinking of this, Gaurav?
Let's put the question straight to them. There are celebrations that have started already in Ahmedabad at the BJP headquarters and on the streets, as our reporters on ground are telling us. The fact that he was winning was almost a foregone conclusion. The figure of 117, that magic figure of 117, Shabnam Hashmi, does it matter that he gets 115, 116 or 117?
To me, it does not matter. To me, what matters whether he is winning or losing. I definitely did not want him to win, and I think it is the saddest day for the democratic India that somebody like Modi is winning. But nevertheless, we have to accept that he has won, and the secular forces, however weak or whatever they are like, they have been defeated in Gujarat.
Okay, I'll come to GVL Narasimha Rao. I'll also come to Javed Ansari in just 30 seconds. But the celebration that we were talking about, headlines today's Gujarat Bureau Chief Mausiki Acharya is at the BJP headquarters, and take a look at the celebrations that are happening on ground zero. This is her report on those celebrations.
Congress has improved its tally. Congress is the clear winner in Gujarat too. Thank you. Thank you.
Union Finance Minister P. Chidambaram reacting there. But once again, let me come to GVL Narasimha Rao on the figure of 117. GVL, a lot was said about will Modi touch 117, and that's the magic figure he needed to cross to make it to Delhi. He's won. He's going to be the Chief Minister. He's won at Maninagar. Does it make a difference whether it's 115 or 117 or 120?
Gaurav, the magic figure in Gujarat is 92, which is a simple majority to form a government in the state of Gujarat. I think the BJP has been in power for many years. Since 95, the party has been in power. Mr. Modi has been Chief Minister for 12 long years, and this will be the 4th time that he'll be sworn in as Chief Minister. And in itself, it's a big achievement. So coming to this, the sanctity of this number 117, I don't think there is any such number crossing which you will achieve something. I think we certainly wanted to achieve a big result, and the party was striving for targeting the same number of 117 on beyond. That was the target.
It's the bar was set very high, Javed, by the BJP itself, and the indications were all there that in case he achieves this 117, it clears the way for his move to Delhi. Does this number, had it been, if it's less than 117, if it's 115 or 114, does it impact his move to Delhi, or now it's a done deal?
I don't think the numbers will impact his move to Delhi. Maybe the machinations of the central leadership of the BJP might, but I don't think the numbers would. Even if he had 105, I don't think it would have stood in the way, they would have still, because the rank and file of the BJP wants this. This will fire up their imagination. Yes, he is, whether the people of India will vote for him is a different issue. But certainly the rank and file of the BJP want it. It will reinforce his credentials to be the top contender for the BJP's prime ministerial candidate. Of course, there is the question of a vote in 2014.
Yes.
Whether the BJP central leadership will agree to this or not remains to be seen.
Shabnam Hashmi, a lot was said that the minorities will not vote for Narendra Modi. The minorities are not with the BJP. With 18 of those 24 seats trends indicating that BJP is leading in that area, clearly Narendra Modi's Sadbhavna is working.
Well, I think it's too early to say that, and what I want to say that let's not talk of minorities. The women, the minorities, the Dalits, the tribals.
Yes.
On the ground, they did not seem to be with Mr. Modi. We can only analyze this once the final figures come. And whether the seats which you are talking about, whether last time they were with BJP or not. I mean, why are we saying that BJP is winning there? Probably BJP won even last time in those
Because
seats.
the popular discourse has always been that Muslims will not vote for Narendra Modi.
No,
Narendra Modi does not care about Muslims.
No, that is a...
Now we see, are we seeing a change? Are we seeing a change in the trend, Javed?
No, I'd be very surprised if there is any substantial change. The Muslims last time also did not vote for Modi. They are not in a strong enough number to make a difference. The last time also they didn't win. They didn't vote for him, yet he won the number of seats he did. And precisely that's what is happening.
But there is a difference here, GVL. 18 of those seats, the right affected areas, trends indicate, and so far there are trends. Can we draw a conclusion that there are winds of change that are blowing in Gujarat?
Absolutely.
Who won those seats last time?
Earlier.
The BJP, certainly I think Mr. Modi had tried to reach out to every section of the Gujarat community, and he addressed the 6 crore Gujaratis. He has absolutely made no differentiation in terms of caste or community or anything. So I think he had made a sincere effort to reach out to every section, and I think the results that we are getting now, I think bear out the fact that all sections, cutting across all sections, people have voted for the BJP. Otherwise, you can't get a mandate of this magnitude for the third time for a hat-trick for a chief minister. And the intensity of support will vary. Take any state in the country. You will not have the same level of support coming from all sections of the society. But
perhaps in retrospect, then you think it was a mistake not to field any minority, any candidate belonging to the minority community?
No, I don't think there was any strategy to field or not to field a candidate from any community or caste. That was not the intention at all. The idea was to win every single seat.
Sure.
And the best candidate was given the seat in every constituency.
Sure. So Rahul, clearly these right affected constituencies, if BJP is leading in those 18, most analysts as of this point saying, wait for the final result before we draw conclusions.
You know, in fact, Gaurav can show our viewers the latest situation from the riot-affected constituencies. But the fact is that the people affected by the riots, or the minorities who were impacted most by the riots, actually are in a minority over there, and therefore can't really determine which way that election will go. So that is another aspect which needs to be kept in mind as well when we look at the figures for the riot-affected constituencies. They're coming up on our screen right now. We've got 18 leads for the BJP, 6 for the Congress. So there's a 3 times margin between the BJP and the Congress. But that's also because there's so many more in the majority than there are in the minority. Let's quickly look at the overall picture. Before we go across to the Pandit room, we want our experts to break this down for us. In the situation, in the way that it's emerging currently, the critical question is if this is building up to 117 or not. Right now it's not. It's at 115. The Congress is at 64. The GPP at 1. Keshubhai Patel not doing well. Gordon Zarafia has lost. Several of his key people have lost. Jagruti Pandya has lost. This becoming quite embarrassing for Keshubhai Patel. And I want Rahul Shiv Shankar to focus with his political experts on Keshubhai Patel turning out to be a bit of a cropper, Rahul. You know, there was so much noise around Keshubhai Patel's presence, but hasn't resulted in too many seats, Rahul.
Thanks indeed, Rahul. Yes, the common consensus amongst our pundits is that the time has now come to look beyond the nitty-gritty of the numbers as far as Gujarat is concerned, because it doesn't really matter. It's of academic interest if they get 117, if Modi ends up with 117, 115 or 114. The fact now remains is how is the BJP at the national level going to deal with this phenomena called Narendra Modi. We were having that conversation before we tossed back to the studios the last time. Dr. Rakia, I want to begin with you because I know that we haven't come back to you for a couple of sessions. But you were making a point. Isn't the real conundrum now the BJP's conundrum? They've got a face for the 2014 Prime Ministerial Lok Sabha elections. This is where it's all going to come down to.
I think one thing is absolutely clear, that with the outcome of this election results, Mr. Narendra Modi will have a much larger role in the national scene and within BJP than what was assigned to him in the past. And let us understand.
So will it be at the face of the BJP campaign in 2014?
That I think the next 6 months would really decide that. It is premature. I firmly believe it is premature to talk about. But one point I would like to make very specifically is that after, at the national level, BJP ran a campaign, the NDA ran a campaign of India Shining in 2004, yes, which was based on the development plan and lost. And has been out of power for the last 8 years. Given that once beaten twice shy, it would have taken a lot of courage for a leader to pose development as a plank, as the platform on which an election is to be led. And for
which Modi's done.
Yes,
and he must be given credit for that.
And he sought a positive vote. He stuck his neck out and said, evaluate me on my performance. And if you think I'm not good, then don't vote for me. He did not vote. The revolt against him was on communal lines. The negative campaigning.
He ran what is a presidential campaign. He made it about himself to the referendum about Modi and what he stands for.
But on a positive note, on a development plan.
Ashok Malik, that's important. Because what was said about Vajpayee was that he had personality and he had a project. Today, in Narendra Modi, you have plenty oodles of personality. The project might be still under construction, but the fact is that the Bharatiya Janata Party has an opportunity. What do you see the Bharatiya Janata Party doing? Is it going to tie itself up in knots, or is it actually going decisively to back Modi?
See, today you have a situation where Modi in Gujarat is undoubtedly more popular than the BJP. I'd stick my neck out and go to the extent of saying that across India, Modi is more popular than the BJP. Now, whether that's enough to make him Prime Minister is a separate issue. But I'd say the party needs him, perhaps more than he needs the party actually, because they lack a face. Well, if you have a primary in the BJP, not counting 7 or 8 leaders in Delhi, he will win hands down. I don't think the party can pretend that he's just a regional leader who's going to stick to Gujarat.
In a fractious party, riddled with insecurities at different levels, that could be a disqualifier for Modi. The fact that he's bigger, or he could emerge as being bigger than the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mr. Bamsa.
Fact, because Modi's persona is larger than life. His PR machinery has bumped up that persona even further. So you have a situation where you have a Bharatiya disjointed party at the center, led by a very large personality in Gujarat. And I think the party, excuse me, at one level in Gujarat is subsumed by that personality. And that is an issue that the Delhi Darbar of the BJP is concerned about. Because here is a leader, and what Dr.
Is it only the Delhi Darbar of the BJP, or is it also Nagpur?
There are two components to it.
The RSS.
There is the Delhi Darbar, and there is obviously the RSS. Now, the RSS and Modi have had a running battle.
That's right.
Let's understand that. Here is a chief minister who actually told the RSS that Sanjay Joshi needs to be evicted from Gujarat and gets his way. Mind you, he gets his way. Sanjay Joshi is evicted from the state, and Modi walks triumphantly into the central executive meeting that they had.
Yes.
So there are 2-3 issues at play here. The state of play is very interesting. Delhi Darbar, Nagpur, Narendra Modi. Now, does the Delhi Darbar have the same wherewithal, expertise, personality to deal with a Narendra Modi if he comes to Delhi? I don't think so. What you just heard Chandan Mitra say,
yes,
is what most central leaders will say, which is that they will dodge the bullet when it comes to Narendra Modi. Chandan said Narendra Modi has won a term in Gujarat
for
as
another
chief
5
minister
years.
For another 5 years.
Interesting. Is that a Freudian slip?
I think earlier both Delhi Darbar and RSS, both, they invoke Ramayana. And now what you find in Delhi Darbar as well as in Nagpur, RSS also Mahabharat. So Mahabharat within BJP and RSS would follow after Ramayana.
Shiv Vishwanathan, the fact is, and we're going to be going back in just a few moments, I just want to finish first because we wanted to make a point. The fact of the matter is at this point, there is a lot of churning within the Bharatiya Janata Party itself. Is Modi, in his capacity as a man, seen as an authoritarian figure, going to be able to pull all those strings together? That's the critical question.
See,
he has 16 months to do that.
My real ambition is to be a fly on the Nagpur wall without the khaki shorts. I think the important thing you got to see here is Modi has become larger than life.
Okay.
The politics of the RSS is how to deflate him so he becomes the face. He is only a persona. They have to reconstruct Modi for a national level thing. And the politics that involves moves from dodging the bullet to biting the bullet. I don't know whether Chandan Mitra can do that.
Interesting. Interesting conundrums for the Bharatiya Janata Party as well as the Sangh to consider. Rahul, back to you.
Very, very fascinating analysis there in the Pandit room. Will they dodge the bullet? Will they bite the bullet? The Ramayana is over, the Mahabharata will follow. Very interesting analogies being drawn. This is the latest tally in the way that it's looking at this time. The BJP, including the wins in the leads, 114. The Congress, 65. I want to go across live to my colleague Atish Srivastav. He's with BJP's chief national spokesperson, Ravi Shankar Prasad. Atish, the BJP not getting to 117. Is that something the BJP is worried about, concerned about? They would have liked to get there, but they haven't reached there so far. Or do they think a victory is a victory? What's Ravi Shankar Prasad making of this, Atish?
It's been a mixed bag for BJP, and to discuss more, we have Deputy Leader of the party, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad with us. Sir, Gujarat, it is not as per the expectation of everyone.
Come on, at least learn to give some credit to Narendra Bhai and BJP of Gujarat. First, he will not win. Even if he is coming to the same number, yet it is not a victory. Don't forget, Congress is out of Gujarat since 1995. That has been repeated. And it is the third consecutive win of Narendra Bhai, purely upon the persona of his leadership, the support of BJP and Parivar, and his record of governance. At least acknowledge that.
But so he promised a lot. In fact, Congress has done little better than they did last time. And Narendra Bhai Modi promised a lot, but he wasn't able to deliver. He said somewhere around 125 to 130.
I grant.
Is he losing his?
I grant that consolation prize for journalists like you, because you people don't see anything positive in Narendra Bhai. At least today, I will request you on your channel, learn to acknowledge this great victory of Narendra Modi and BJP in spite of vicious national and international campaign. It is a third victory. Don't ignore that.
So how important do you, the factor of Keshu Bhai?
See the results. Again, that is same question. Keshu Bhai is not working. Some VIP people become secular because they are opposing Narendra Bhai. These are the typical media clashes. At least grow over it. And today, we are celebrating his victory. Allow us to celebrate that.
So it was said that these elections are very important for Narendra Modi. This will set the passage to New Delhi. Do you think it's become smooth or it's become more tough because he's not got that many seats?
Again, the same problem.
Popularity is not there now.
He is very popular. We are very proud of his achievement. We are very proud of his record of governance. He's a towering leader of the party, all right, a national leader. But if you are thinking of PM's candidate, allow the party to decide at the appropriate time.
Thank you very much, sir. So this was Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, who has clearly said that party will decide at appropriate time who will the Prime Minister be. With Cameron Kripal Singh, Atish Srivastav in Delhi for Headlines Today.